You want to see my reaction to it? Okay. Yeah. Go away.
Hello.
Oh, that's a bit quiet.
Fans. What? Okay, we're going there. So now what we're gonna do, I guess, is
Yeah.
what should we do?
I. Your editing is better than my
We'll get money for that.
than my performance here.
Order drink for group. Order drink for group. Water.
To be honest, I haven't watched most of this and probably won't because I've already
keep
seen
so-
most of it. Actually, I've seen all of it. I did all of it.
Just commenting that. I started trying a little bit. Roland can now discuss workout techniques with other Sims. Why would he do that?
Is this really the quality of my stream?
Does this guy look like he wants to discuss?
First one, it
workout
was in
routines with other
better.
Sims?
It was in higher quality than this.
Well, that joke fell flat, didn't it? He ran away.
I watched this. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. Not all of it, but
What was that?
I skimmed through it to see how you edited it. It's good.
At least he's about. At least he.
No, you had to
probably
make a 720.
tells decent jokes.
It's fine.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to sound bad when you talk. It's easy to sound bad when you play the piano.
720 is fine.
It's like
just,
3 in the morning, 4
Let me turn that
in
down
the
a little
morning.
bit.
It's time to go home.
720 is fine. It's just the resolution's fine, but the bitrate I guess is just a little bit low.
Why are none of these guys tired? Is it just the played Sims that get tired? Because that's just
One
that's
thing
not
I'd have
fair.
to say is edit a lot more of the just downtime out. You know what I mean?
But that's any better.
Like, just keep the jokes in.
I
That's
don't you be getting any ideas?
what I mean
of free
downtime.
will or
Just
anything
like
that?
the time like this. What's going on right here? Where I'm just looking around, not really reacting to anything.
Oh. Well, at least he's about to level up. Maybe it'll be better then. Probably not.
That'll make the video a lot
Oh, I
shorter
just
as well.
realized It's 1 in the morning.
Also, I really liked. Well, I'm not sure how. I'm not sure like is the right term for how you ended it.
Eh, you know what? It's not even fun. It's not even fun anymore. Go to sleep.
I'm not sure I like the music. I mean, it's alright, but... No. I mean, it's alright, but... I don't know. Alright, I guess I'll pop open KSP now. Oh, you can change it. Yeah, well, it maybe it's just because it's not my kind of music, you know. Also, whenever I can, I prefer to use my own music in my videos and stuff like that, just to avoid any copyright things. I'm sure that's probably from some copyright free pack or something like that, but still. There we go. That's what I see it. Music. Yeah, I know it's not gonna be copyright. I'm sure you got it from something like the YouTube list or something like that. Did you see all of your edits? I thought so. Unless there was something in the middle. Somewhere pretty funny. And let me look through the video again and see. Alright, hang on, where's the video at? There was some throughout the video? Okay. It'd be nice to make the videos a little bit shorter. 30 minutes is a bit long for this kind of video.
Hello, fans. What? Okay, we're going there. So now what we're gonna do?
Let's see.
Somehow he got worse when he leveled up.
Nice to make it shorter.
Security.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Do you have any
Hey, welcome to the club, mate.
Do you know where they made the edits so I can find them faster?
At least he probably tells decent. Mary had a little had half something else.
In the beginning of them playing a piano was an edit.
Very good, so it's. Why are you doing push-ups? This guy. Amazing.
Nope.
You know what we gotta do.
Oh, okay, I see.
Nope.
That one was pretty funny, yeah.
Oh, come on. No, come on.
I think there was one a little bit later as well.
Bravo, beautiful, amazing.
Now that's the kind of thing that I was thinking of you're gonna do, like more of that and less of just this sitting around looking at them doing nothing.
Hanging out with the boys at the nightclub at 1 a.m. Yeah.
You know?
Well, now it's 2 a.m. And instead of doing partying, we're playing the piano badly and telling bad jokes while no one's paying attention.
Let me see any others. Probably gonna be something around here, right? If there were another one.
You know.
There's someone there at the house. Yeah.
Pass out in the middle of work. Did I tell you to take a nap? I told you to watch TV. So you are gonna watch TV. If I tell you to watch TV, you're gonna watch TV. Watch TV.
Also one where Roland is singing. I don't remember when that was.
Did I tell you to play games? No, you're gonna watch TV.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's see if you did anything here. Oh yeah, you did. You had something there.
Wow.
Stop. Rick a scratch.
You
might have
put
wanted
that
to
in.
find out the position.
You put that in. Nice.
Well, this is what happens when you go to the nightclub and leave at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that joke didn't really
And
turn
you
out
have
to be
to
as good as I thought it did it? At the nightclub when he's... I suppose that's it, isn't
It's
it?
easy to sound bad when you play the piano. Okay, well, I take back what I just said. It is possible to sound bad when you talk. Hanging out with the boys at the nightclub at 1 a.m. Yeah. And now it's 2 a.m. And instead of doing
Those are good.
partying,
You're better at
we're
this than I am. You're better at
playing the
editing than I
piano
am.
badly and telling bad jokes while no one's paying attention.
Alright, assume there's one around here somewhere.
Did I say you could stop? I'll let you have the luxury of choosing what you want to watch. What kind of plant we got here?
Go to where they just get
A
to the
wild
house.
bluebell plant. What purpose does that serve?
Me here?
Okay, well, go use the friggin' toilet. And I don't want... By the time you get there, it's gonna be like 5 in the morning. It'll take you a full half hour to walk from the front lawn to the bathroom. No, I'm sorry, it took you 15 minutes. But that's any better.
That one wasn't as funny as some of the other ones, but...
Wait, no, not nap, not nap. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Not that it's gonna matter, you have to go to work in 3 hours. Maybe you shouldn't have stayed out all night.
There's another one.
What's this one again?
Oh, there's probably one with the commercial, isn't there?
Like, watch.
Or the
watch.
TV show?
She's making like a. She's making like.
Yeah. That one was good. That one was good. I wouldn't have thought about that one.
Fight them all? No.
And then
Might not fight them all,
then
we're
that
just
was when I
gonna
remembered,
walk
hey,
out
wait,
from
there's
the
another
front.
person that has to come in.
They'll get the hint and go away eventually.
There's also one right when he gets flirty.
What else we got? Action movies make him flirty. Or maybe he's just attracted to firemen. Who knows? Okay, bye. Wait, don't you have to go to work?
And when he gets bored,
You don't.
yeah, that was a good one, wasn't it?
That's fortunate for you. You get to sit on the couch and watch TV all day.
When did he get
'cause
bored?
That's literally all I'm gonna let you do.
I'm probably right about there, wasn't it?
Oh, it's this one again. Well, like, watch. She's making like a turkey dinner or something like that. Puts that in the oven. And then bam, she just throws like one of those things in a deep fryer or something like that. Like, one of these things does not belong.
That wasn't when he got bored, though.
Did I say you could stop? I'll let you have the luxury of
You think that's what Flory got for Flory? Okay, that was one of them, but that wasn't the only one.
But you're flirty.
That wasn't the one you were thinking of. Here?
No, that's not flirty. You were flirty.
Oh yeah,
You
would have
should
been
be
right
into
there,
that.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, you enjoy it. You enjoy it. No, you enjoy it. You're not bored. You enjoy it.
Nope.
You enjoy it because I say so. Maybe this will be more your style. It's not like you're predictable or easy to read or anything.
Nani?
Action movies make him flirty. Or maybe he's just attracted to firemen. Who knows?
It'd be kind of interesting to think if there's... I'm sure there are probably more too. It's a 30-minute long video after all.
Don't you be getting any ideas of free will or anything like that. No. You're gonna watch TV. I told you to watch cooking. I don't care if you want to watch cooking or not. You're gonna watch cooking.
There's probably one
Why is he
towards
still
the
flirty?
end.
I honestly have no idea.
There's that one. There's probably some more back around. Oh, there's probably some at the gym, right?
But you're flirty.
Oh, there's that one.
Yeah, push the limits. We don't care. You're gonna get fit, even if it kills you. We're gonna work them out to the point of we're gonna make them so healthy they'll die. Well, they just don't care, do they?
I bet there's one there's one with him, isn't there?
To be honest, you could probably lose. You could probably stand to lose a few pounds. Level up.
Hmm.
Level 2 of the fitness skill. So amazing.
Something else I think you should work on with
How
the
long
editing
does the
is
sound take?
having the music be more of a constant thing throughout. With like, it's a subtle. It's something you have to learn. But it's just something you have to learn by watching more videos
Just
and people who know how to do it.
I started trying a little bit.
Music is something that's going to be
Roland can now discuss workout
a,
techniques
a,
with
a
other
big factor in it.
Sims. Why would he do that?
Yeah, I know you have music in there, but just more. Maybe I'll be able to
Does
hear
this
it
guy
better
look
if I
like he
turn
wants
this
to
off.
discuss workout routines with other Sims? Oh, well, that joke fell flat, didn't it? He ran away. What was that? What was that noise cue for?
Oh yeah, you're right. I couldn't hear it over the game music.
Wait, so there's this giant bowl of fruit here, but you can't eat anything out of it? Well, I can't just say I'm not that kind of high energy person. I can't stream like that. But I can try to what's on TV? Alright, I think it might be time to
I've seen most of the edits.
You're gonna watch TV.
It was that one. I like that one.
I'm not sure I had much choice. He just went to bed.
I think that's it. Okay. Oh, it's not. Let's go back to this one. Now I don't know if you were here for this on Monday, but something I was working on in KSP. Oh, this one in the beginning.
Yes.
How close to the beginning?
Order drink. For group. Order drink for group. Water. I'm cheap, so we're getting water.
When you talk to me, you have to be a little bit more specific than that, I think.
What should we do? We get money for that? I don't know. For group, so we're getting water.
I'm at it here.
Should get fit.
When they got water.
For group, water. I'm cheap, so we're getting water. Water.
Before that, maybe?
For that? I don't know. We'll get money for that? I don't know. Order drink. For group. Order drink for group. Water. I'm cheap, so we're getting water.
It's when you say they should get fit.
We'll get, I guess. I guess. Group. Water.
You mean at the... over here?
so Jim, we'll have you work out that.
No, before this. Oh, I think there it is.
Fit? You know what? I agree. Get fit?
That goes
You know
way
what?
too
I agree.
fast.
Agree.
Didn't want to distract them. Yeah, well, you should make it. But it should still be possible to read it.
Let's let them finish their water first. Then we can go to the gym.
Maybe like a quarter of a second to a half second longer than it was.
Alright, so Jim, we'll have you work out that.
Alright, if there aren't any more, I'll leave that there. And then we'll go to this. Alright, so these guys, they seem pretty happy with the situation right now, but that's going to change real quick. Open this up. I don't know if you're here on Monday after the SpaceX stream, but we played around with this a little bit. We got out here to Ilu, which is the farthest planet from the sun in KSP. Normally it takes like 50 or 60 years to get out here. We got out here in about 30 days. The rest of this time was just us spinning out here being idiots. So what I think we should do now is see how long it can take to get them back. We should still be able to get back. Maybe we should go by Eve instead. It'll be a bit more safe to do this way. Won't get as close to the sun. Time to actually see if this still works. Put that there. Get this. Put it there. Turn that back on. Because this is a fairly complicated piece of engineering. You don't know if you like the in-game music? Well, I can... If I turn it off, it's going to be kind of empty as far as the audio spectrum goes. I can turn it down for me, so I can still hear it, but maybe you can't. Is that better? Alright. So this fairly complicated piece of engineering basically just pushes this grip pad, against these landing legs, which, due to some weirdness with the game engine, causes this. Incredibly obscene amounts of thrust for no real reason at all. And of course it's throttleable, so you can go from just a little bit of thrust to all the way up to brains and feet level thrust. In this case, if you want to put a number on it, it's 15.774 Gs. Huh. Yeah, the more I use this, the more I become familiar with how it works, and it's honestly very interesting. Right now, I'm just trying to get back down here so I can go for another semi-hired as your editor. I don't know about hired. You can edit anything you want, but I'm not gonna expect you to do anything. You mean for free? Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but I don't expect you to do anything. Just ask for the stream file for anything you want to edit. Alright, we're coming up on 25,000 meters per second now. Let's go ahead and shut it down for now, and then adjust our... We'll shut it down for now. How long is it going to take? An hour to get there? Yeah. Alright, I gotta wait for them to not be jellied. Just a simple shout out is fine for me. Yeah, I gave you full credit in the description of that video and link to your channel, so. Oh, that was bad. That was very bad. Hopefully that didn't screw anything up. Or what key was that again? I don't want people to watch you. I'm actually fine with how it is now. What do you mean control node locked? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, yeah, YouTube. Eh. If people want to watch, they'll watch. I'd actually rather more people watch on YouTube than watching here. To be honest, I'm better with people watching after the fact more than watching live, if that makes any sense. Oh, come on. Stop. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Yeah, something like that's fine. I guess that one, the algorithm picked up or something. Oops, slow that down a little bit. I'm gonna need that a little bit more thrust. Your highest was like 48. That's not bad either. Better than my actual channel, my main channel, but it has. Oh, there we go. Good enough. Oops. Well, I have to wait for them to not be jellied. There we go. Alright, let's keep burning towards the target. Get that speed up. Speed is key when you're doing this kind of thing. Get that speed all the way up. As far as I can tell, this drive is fairly reliable. If a bit crude. I'd rather have a crude but reliable drive than a pretty but unreliable one. And this one's pretty darn functional too. Do I have a SoundCloud? Yeah, I do. Should be in one of the tiles below the stream. I do have a lot better music that I have to put up in the coming weeks and months. Let's get up to 50,000 and then we'll warp out of Elu's sphere of influence. Is my music there? Yes. All the ones that I have out. I think all the ones that I have out are on SoundCloud. And then some of the ones I have out are on YouTube. Yeah, 40,000 is good enough. Oh, that's not good. Why is that happening? That shouldn't be happening. But it's not deviating off course, it's just spinning, so I'm not complaining. I mean, it's not like they're awake to notice. This game is very quirky. Yes, it is. Although, to be fair, it's going to be quirky when you're messing around with things that are literally breaking the game. let's see, how are we how are we doing with regard to time back to the inner solar system? 89 days, not bad, but we can do better than that. What games do I have? Sims 4, this one, CSGO, PUBG, GTA 5, those are the main ones I have installed. There's a couple others, and then a whole lot more that I don't have installed. Subnautica, that's another one of the main ones that I have installed. Although I haven't played that one very much on this computer yet. You know, I'm not even complaining, it's been stabilizing it. It's actually a good thing that it's spinning. It's not spinning very fast. And it's spinning just enough that it's keeping it centered right on the target. I'm pretty sure it's just a bug of it being this far away from the sun. I mean, I can test it when I get back down here, whether it's going to keep spinning. This is still very early in the whole development of these kind of engines. We don't really understand what really is going on with them yet. Huh. I'm going through electrical charge too. Interesting. I wasn't on the way out on the other day. Weird. I don't know, this game. It's weird sometimes, especially when you're breaking it. Alright, I'm gonna shut this off, and I'm gonna go. I have to take a quick break for a second. So yeah, just... well, there's not really anything to look at out here, is there? I guess just wait for them to regain consciousness. Nope. There we go. Okay, I'm back. So we got up to 83,000 meters per second. Is it still gonna spin? Yeah. Yeah, not really sure why it does that. It doesn't really matter. Having RCS on doesn't really solve that. It's the torque from the drive. Maybe I can try to figure out why it's causing that. Am I missing a landing gear? No. Before when I had this problem, it was caused by a landing gear being... Let me switch to fixed mode. Or locked. What? Okay. So this only causes a little bit of spin. Enough that RCS should be enough to counteract. No, RCS isn't enough to counteract, but this doesn't cause any spin. Strange. Well, I can't just have them go at less than G. It would take forever. So I'm gonna have to throttle it all the way up to 5 and have it spin stabilize. Oh my. Just out of curiosity, what does it look like on the inside? Oh. Well. That could look better. That could be better. Oh. We're only going 93,000 meters per second. You gotta go? Ah, that's fine. I was gonna end fairly soon anyway. I'll keep going with this for a while. It's nice to see the video. You did a good job with that. Just, if I had one criticism to make, don't make it so long. Don't leave it so long. Try to do some timing jumps in there. Don't have it just drag out in between the edits. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're just broken 100 kilometers per second. Even at a brisk 16 or so G's of acceleration, it can still take some time to accelerate. I probably should have done this in Elu's sphere of influence so it wasn't spinning. Look at that little nav ball go. Whee! Spinning at 100. I'm not sure how many revolves per second that is, but that's quite a bit of angular rotation. Or we can try to figure out in degrees per second. Well, we could if it weren't vibrating so much. Not accelerating very quickly. Yeah, I suppose we are. Oops. Also, we have a slight precession, not a slight wobble in the rotation. Not so much, but you know, enough. Probably caused by that being slightly offset. If I hit control from here, well, that doesn't affect it. But if I had control from here for this, that would have, from the docking port in the center on the nose, that would be enough to cause it. 126,000 meters per second. I mean, to be fair, I probably don't need to become much faster. It's going to get us back to the inner solar system in about 40 days, but why not go faster, you know? But before we speed up, I need to adjust some things. Oops, gonna have to wait for them to I'm gonna have to aim where June is gonna, or Eve's gonna be in 40 days. Which is over there. There we go. There's an encounter. It's hard to remember, even at this absurd amount of speed, it still takes quite a bit of time to get back. I'll perform this maneuver. Just put us in the right ballpark, then I'll accelerate even more, up to like 150,000. Only a meager 1,500 meters per second burn. What's causing that torque? It's not the vibration of those pistons, is it? Strange. Anyway, that puts us going right through the... Oh, I should do a flyby of Gilly at 100 whatever thousand meters per second. I should try to go right through him, shouldn't I? Whatever. Let's just speed up prograde. Takes quite an amount of time just sitting here, even still. It'd be nice if for somehow you could accelerate warp with this on, but alas. Wait, it works? Well, it sorta works. That's weird. It's never worked before. I mean, it doesn't. It won't really do anything because it actually makes you go slower. But it's never accelerated under warp before. That's weird. These things are weird. Every time you load it in, it does something differently. It behaves differently. Oops, looks like I overshot 150,000 a little bit. I'll go to 200. We'll get there really fast. You know what? It's not gonna take very long to get down there now. 30 days. Actually, I've never been to Moho. Well, I have a couple of times, but not in this save. Might as well do that. Oops. It's gonna be a lot harder to change course now that I'm going that fast. Also, it's gonna be a lot harder to get a encounter with the Moho since it orbits so fast. There we go. 17,000 meters per second burn. That's an impressive burn even for this drive. Let's try that. Oh, major wobble, don't do that. Speed up a little bit. Oh, they just got consciousness back too. Sorry, guys. Oops. Major overshoot, major overshoot. We can go from here with conventional engines. Well, we could if the crew was awake. Yeah, it's a fairly big burn. There we go. We should be on a rendezvous with Moho. How long will it take to get there? 27 days. It'll take 2 minutes to pass through Moho's sphere of influence. I wonder if I can somehow use Moho to get the Kerbin easier. No, I don't think so. I'll just go to Moho and pass through. I'll just warp right there. Alright, so the sun's getting a bit closer. It's hard to tell because we're going right at it, but it should be coming up on Moho any time now. There it is. That was just like dropping out of hyperspeed or warp. No, 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 no. Yeah, that's just going by a little fast. This is not time warped or anything. This is at real speed. Meanwhile, once I get out of Moho Sphere Influence, I'm gonna turn around and go back to Elu at 300,000 meters per second. I'm gonna see what it looks like going past that at 1/1000th of the speed of light. Bye, Moho. I'll be going right back by Moho. We're gonna have to do a delta V change. Hey, Via Ventar. I guess that's how you say your name. Raiding with a party of 7. We're just working on a Kraken Drive right now. For some reason, this one is spinning in interplanetary space. I'm not sure why. It wasn't yesterday. It is now. It's just the way it is. If you see the speed we're at right now, you can see how I'm trying to slow down. I just came back from Elu. When I left it was 89 days, I think. Now it's 116 days. It took me about 30 days to get from Elu to Moho at 170,000 meters per second. You just finished up accidentally destroying your moon base's garage and the freshly landed rover, so you have my sympathies. Sounds like you had a worse day than I did. I haven't blown anything up. The only problem I've had is just spinning for no reason, which actually ended up being a good thing since it's been stabilizing itself. Acceleration is 16 Gs. It's gonna take a while to slow down from 150,000 meters per second. Took a few minutes to speed up. I think like 5 to 10, something like that. Time warp unfortunately only slows down the acceleration of the drive, so. Built her over, made it fit in a VTOL shuttle, deployed and landed. All worked fine, then forgot to turn off the reaction wheels and flipped during the drive to the base. Oh no. I've done that. Destroying the parts I needed before crashing to the base door. Yep, I've done things like that. VTOL shuttle worked fine, the rest, oh boy. Yep, I've been there. Made something really cool that worked, and then it ended up destroying my Minmus outpost. Well, not destroying it, but I think I saved or something because I remember it working after that. But something went wrong. Oh, you know what? I flipped the rover that I made. It was a big rover too, but you know, minimus gravity. Fortunately, due to minimus gravity, I was also able to get it back on its wheels, but a few things from the top broke off. If you look closely, you can still see Moho out there. I went by it just a couple of minutes ago. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to do right now. Even the Kraken Drive has to obey the laws of physics to some degree. So what's the principle of this drive? I'm guessing it's using one of the engine's limitations. Let me stop it so that it's not spinning. So the Kraken Drive, in this version, it's been a thing for a while, since like 2013 or something like that. But just recently with the robotics, you can use pistons in the Cal controller to use the grip pad to push against the landing gear, which for some reason, due to the game engine, if you push far enough and hard enough on the landing gear, it causes thrust. And if you push hard enough, a lot of thrust. And then if you have enough, electrical generation on the thing, you get nearly infinite delta V. With the side effect of right now it's spinning, but I should give that a try sometime. Yeah, you should. It's not necessarily an easy thing to make. There's obviously quite a bit of advanced concepts involved here, but it's not too hard to make if you understand what's going on. I'll try to give a little brief overview of it. This version, which is one of the simplest versions to do, with using 2 of those motors deployed in nacelles to try and stabilize it, it's fine. It usually doesn't spin. I'm not sure why it's spinning right now, but it's not a big deal. The basic overview of this one, which is one of the simplest ways to build one of these things, is it's fixed inside of this Mark III bay, and there's obviously a whole bunch of SAS here because this causes a whole lot of torque. If I turn the SAS off, it just goes. In this case, it's just causing inline torque, but in other cases it causes a whole lot of lateral torque as well. But yeah, the forces are huge when you're making this, so struts are very much needed. You have to strut basically everything, but all the struts have to be perfectly placed, or at least strategically placed on things that need to be strutted. Like, for instance, these pistons. Even with these struts, they're wobbling a little bit, you see. Here, let me set it to lock so I can have it going and still explain things a little bit. Yeah, have these landing gear, it's hard to tell because it's shaking a bit. Have to turn it down a little bit. Have these landing gear. They're attached to the ring, I think. EGSA has a version where the two drives is counter spinning with rotors, makes it very stable. Yeah, this one was sort of based on the one he made before he started spinning. That's my next step, to start spinning them. But I have a very early version of that I have to start working on. But for now, this one is mostly works, except for obviously the inline spinning. Thanks for the follow, via Ventar. Yeah, this one works mostly, except for the inline spinning, so I'm not in a huge hurry to upgrade it. But if I want to upgrade it to put it on a bigger ship, for instance, I'll need to redesign things, I think. In a second, where's that strut going? Oh, that strut's attached to... okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's spinning. I don't see any obvious cause for that. Nothing looks any different than it did on Monday, when I was last using it. And it worked perfectly fine then. No spinning. So I'm not sure. Oops. These things are really weird. Close that back up. You know why it's spinning? The Kraken, yeah. Pretty sure that is why it's spinning. I'm just not sure why it's uncontrolled right now. Let's go ahead and throttle that all the way back up. Oh yeah, I also have all of these pistons controlled using the Cal controller. Right now I get a constant thrust of just over 16 Gs on max throttle. Well, max throttle and 4.9 are basically are identical, so it doesn't really make a difference. Let me take that off of locked. Whoa, come on. Here we go. Right now I just need to focus on slowing down. I was gonna go, on Monday I did a flyby where I, basically sped up as fast as I could, or, well, not as fast as I could, but as fast as I could in the amount of time I had, to, pointing at Elu. And I did a flyby of that at 150,000 meters per second or somewhere around there. That was I went by so fast Elu didn't have time to render. That's how fast I was going by. It was a flyby at about 10 kilometers. And this is basically just getting back from Elu at that point. It took me 30 days to get out there and 30 days to get back. Now I'm just trying to slow down as much as I can so I can get back to Kerbin. Actually, you know what? I don't have to slow down anymore, I don't think. I can just go to periapsis here. And then adjust. Well, have to wait for them to get their throttle back. Or get consciousness back. So I can make a node here. And swing that over towards Kerbin. Yeah, Yeah, I recommend giving it a try sometime. It's not very easy, but if you can make a VTOL shuttle and moon base and with doors and all that, you can make this. It's not hard. Making one that's useful is a bit more difficult, but still not much harder. For now, oh yeah, it's fine. It's 4 a.m. where you are, then go to bed. Now I need to bring this up so I can get a Kerbin encounter. It shouldn't actually take that long to get over there to Kerbin, so we won't need to aim too far down the track. I need to aim farther down the track than that, though. Also helps if I set Kerbin as a target. What? Okay, well, oh. You know, I'm going so fast I'm probably breaking the game. It's probably not supposed to be going this fast. That's a pretty hefty burn. But nothing this drive can't really handle handle in a pretty short amount of time. So where is that gonna put us? Periapsis of 30,000 kilometers. There we go. $19,000 kilometers. That's good enough. Let's go. Oof. That's a steep burn even for this drive. Oh, and we're pretty close to the sun, so it's getting a bit toasty. Huh. Weird. Very weird. I think I understand this a little bit better. I think that as you approach the further the distance to the surface, or maybe the center of the object you're orbiting, the closer or farther away you are to it, the drive behaves differently. I've noticed that as you get farther away from the object you're orbiting, the thrust of the drive tends to go down. I'm not entirely sure why. And in this case, it just casually takes 5 days to go from where the sun is to about where Kerbin is, by the way. I've noticed that drive behaves weird. In that case, it was uncontrollable. We'll see here if it's uncontrollable. No, it's not uncontrollable. It just spins. Very weird. But that's the point of testing. You figure things out. Now I could do just testing and to try to get this drive working perfectly, and then go and make a working ship. I prefer to just build a ship around the drive that sort of works, and then figure things out as I go. Go out and do things like this out and actually use it figure out what does and doesn't work. Right now, I figured out that this drive does not really work when you're within the orbit of Moho. Not that you'd really ever go in the orbit of Moho anyway, but... Hmm. Oh yeah, I used a earlier prototype that was very similar to this one, but slightly different. Actually, no, I think it was this one. Except it was slightly, it was a little bit different. That one was optimized to re-enter Kerbin's atmosphere and land. This one isn't. But it was apart from that, it was functionally the same as the ship. I took that one to Minmus, from low Kerbin orbit to Minmus orbit, back to low Kerbin orbit, and then to Jewel orbit, and then to Tylo orbit, and then landed on Tylo, all in the span of like 40 days, 45 days, something like that. And that one actually dropped a landing leg, and still performed great, perfect almost. And by dropped a landing leg, I mean this. If you go in here, if you see, I've got 8 landing legs here. Well, let me throttle down a little bit so you can see. I have 8 landing legs. Throttle down a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's 8. It just decided I'm not gonna have any of that, and spat one of these landing legs all the way out to somewhere out here, and I just left that and just left it behind. That was under acceleration at like 70,000 meters per second, so I didn't even know it was gone until I looked at the map and saw there was a piece of debris like 5 kilometers behind us, something like that, 50 kilometers behind us, something like that. But apart from that, it performed perfectly. From low Kerbin orbit to Minmus orbit, back to low Kerbin orbit to Jewel orbit, then Tylo orbit, and landed. Or I crashed it and broke it, and then I reloaded a quick save. I really wish I could figure out why it's spinning. It's not supposed to spin, and it doesn't spin, usually. But it makes no functional difference. It does the same thing. If anything, it's more stable now that it's spinning than it was before. I'd like to, I had a design where it was basically this ship, but instead of having the one payload bay, it had 2 on either side with drives in it, and then the middle bay was empty, that I could use for payloads and stuff like that. That didn't really work out for some reason. I think if I'm gonna do something like that, I think I need the counter rotating drives. Because there's just too much torque applied for the ship connections to handle.
not just the ship connections handle, but like for the SAS to handle. Things start blowing up. Speaking of things blowing up, I actually have a I'll need to slow this down all the way so I don't lose it, but there's something I kind of want to show you that it kind of works, but it doesn't really. I don't even know if it's based on this. I think it's based on this drive. It's a ship with. It's kind of like a Star Trek style ship with a center fuselage and then 4 pylons with nacelles of this drive. It actually is stable and kind of works, or at least it was. I don't know if it is currently stable with how this is spinning. But the only problem I had with it is that if I put too much acceleration into the drives, the pylons just shear off, and yeah, it doesn't go very fast. But it does actually accelerate. I just need to have this slow down first. I'll just leave it in solar orbit, it's not going to go anywhere. I just need to capture. Looks like we're dropping just a little bit in terms of acceleration, which tends to support my theory that the farther away you get from the object you're orbiting, the lower the acceleration you're going to get. Not much lower. In this case, it's 1,000th of a g difference, but technically you are getting lower acceleration. In a smaller sphere of influence, like ELU, for example, it's gonna be a bit bigger, tenths of a g instead of thousandths, but still not a whole lot. About to cross under 11,000 meters per second. Now 10,000. Getting really close. Oh, we've actually captured now. Let me start burning normal out. No, bad idea. Radial out. Is that... Yeah. Cut the thrust. Screw that. I'm just gonna make... Well, I gotta wait for the Kerbals to get consciousness back. Add the maneuver. I see what the problem is. I'm at an angle, so... I just don't want my periapsis too low, you know? I don't want to burn up in the sun. Not that it'll be that long. If I can get a periapsis above where Moho is, like that, that's fine. An 8 kilometers per second burn's not going to take very long for this. Well, it's not really a burn, it's more like a maneuver. Nothing's actually burning. The only engines this has are the 4 puffs back here for fine control. Yeah, we weren't spinning very fast there. I mean, we are now, but it took a little while to speed up the spinning. Okay, well. I'm just turn the game music volume back up. There we go. And just about... Ow. Undershot just a little bit, but I can do fine throttle control. And I can't delete that until they regain consciousness. There we go. So I should be in a fairly stable orbit. Yeah. I'm not gonna burn up in that orbit. So let's go back to the Space Center so I can show off that ship that I have. This is gonna be the last thing before I shut off the stream and host somebody. Probably EJ, to be honest. Let's open up. Where is it? There it is. Doesn't look like much right now. You can see, I tried to brute force the strength in the pylons. Not only do I have these wings, which honestly aren't very strong at all, but I've also got 2 sets of these I-beams sticking all the way up through here. And of course, in here, I've got 4 of the drives. 1 in each pylon. Or 1 in each nacelle. In the center, I've got the Cal controller that controls all 4 of them, as well as the reactor, the RTG pod, which powers all. By the way, this is all modular. I can, if one of these drives breaks, not that they actually break very much now, they're fairly reliable actually. If one of them breaks, I can pop it out and pop a new one in. I also put the RTG pod on a docking port as well. I'm not really sure why I did that. That's not going to break, but whatever. Time to see if this still works. It kind of worked on Monday. I don't care. Okay, I gotta deal with that. Give me a second. Reset orbit real quick. Low Kerbin orbit. Let me time warp to the sun side of Kerbin. Oh, I didn't mean to have crew on this, but that's fine. For this one, I found it's only stable if you go radial out. This far in Kerbin.
Gotta open up the payload bay here. Select that cal controller, pin that. You don't have to close that. It's just one of the things you... Whatever. Aim camera at this, I guess? No. Aim camera at this. I don't want to be too far back. That works. Let me see if I remember exactly what the numbers are. I think if you go above 3.5 on this, it breaks. Or 3.4. Nope, 3.4 breaks. Okay. Yeah, that's what happens. I've been trying to solve that. So I can't go above 3.3 without it breaking, I think. But it has decent acceleration here. I can show you on the ground. I wouldn't fly this to orbit like this, but... Okay, well that was anticlimactic. Why did that not work? Are the drives healthy? Why are the drives not moving? What? Why are they not programmed in the cal controller? They were literally programmed like 2 seconds ago. Why would... Whatever. I don't remember what the target thing is. I'm just gonna put it at 1.3, I think. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't remember if it's in symmetry or not. It's not in symmetry. Perfect. So I gotta do this for all 3 of them. Or all 4 of them. And they all have to be exactly the same. It doesn't matter what you set them to, usually, but they have to be exactly the same. Otherwise things will be very bad. Let me just program these real quick. And before this is all totally broken, and this doesn't matter anyway. I think that's the last nacelle. Okay, so if I did this right, if I set this to 3 point... Okay, maybe 3.4. Ah, there we go. There's a bit of torque going off screen, going off center, but you get the idea. With this much thrust, it would the pylons would instantly break on orbit, but for some reason they work now. I'm gonna try to set orbit. I'm gonna have to... I'm at 150 meters. There we go. That was... I pressed the wrong thing. Okay. Let me... quick save real quick. That was probably actually a bad idea. Let me come over here. I want to actually show off the acceleration of this. It's not a whole lot, but I suppose it doesn't have to be if you have infinite delta V. This one has nuclear engines for fine control instead of the puff engines, so it has a whole lot more delta V in terms of conventional rocket engines. Now this is where you have to be very careful, otherwise those pylons are going to go flying off. I found that you do not want to go with... Okay. My numbers are wrong now, but that's fine. It's doing about, what, that's 3 Gs, it looks like? It's a bit off-center, but I need to replace these drives with counter-rotating drives. It'll be more stable then. But you get the idea. How far can I push this before the pylons jump off? Not very far. Not very far. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me for tonight. So yeah, let me see who is streaming right now. I'm sure EJ probably is. Yep. Doing the same thing as me. So I'm gonna end and host him. It's Wednesday, right? So how about Friday for the next stream? Okay.